stride. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
I do love to sing. And we're starting this May 1st a new series, a summer series that'll take us right through the end of July. And it's using this brand new booklet by Unity called Living Abundantly, Embrace Your Unlimited Good. Now there's a copy of this on the welcome table. You can also download it for free from Unity, so you can have it in your device and read it anytime you want. But we'll use it and allow it to inform us on the spiritual journey to live abundantly. Sound good? Beautiful. Now, our title today is in line with the actual booklet itself, Opening to Good. This is, the first part of this is written by Reverend Ellen Davenport. She's a wonderful minister. She now is the vice president for Silent Unity and is doing great work at Unity Village. And here she writes, abundance can take many forms. Health or love, health and prosperity, along with letting go, giving thanks, or living your dreams. Allowing good into our lives may take practice. However, sometimes we let gifts pile up against a closed door. Refusing our good is not deliberate, of course. It boils down to our thinking. Worry, fear, anger, resentment can hold abundance at bay. But our thinking, our ability to imagine, our ability to choose is amazing. Because we can choose anything. Sometimes we choose to worry. Sometimes we choose to lift up love. And it's simple as that. But I would say that living abundantly is part of our spiritual journey, opening to a higher consciousness of abundance and prosperity in our lives. So let's turn back to co-founder Charles Fillmore, who says this: man is the power of God in action. Now that's man, woman, and child. Is the power of God in action. The power to control our thinking is the highest gift given to us. There's a universal creative force that urges us forward to the recognition of creative power of individual thought. So, at the top of this, it's saying that we are God in action. I know this to be true because we are downloaded at birth with all that God is. All the powers of God are at our disposal. That's why our thinking, our creating is so powerful. And if we can accept that this gift of being able to think, it's what separates us from all other creatures on the planet. We have the biggest level of consciousness, not the only ones with consciousness, because we can see that there's some animals who figured it out a long sooner than we have. Just ask your cat. You don't see your cat moping along, not knowing what life is about. For your dog, as a matter of fact. But we have the power to choose. I think I'm going to entertain myself with fear. And then, oh, it's so gooey and sticky and icky. And we know what fear's like, yes? We know the e-ticket, the super horror show that our fears and our worries and our resentments give us. But we can also choose God. We can choose love. We can choose an opportunity different than sliding into pain and anguish. We are powerful beyond measure because of our gift to think, to imagine, to create. And that's opening to our good. James Dillett Freeman, Unity Minister, Poet Laureate of Unity, he's had 2 of his poems at 2 separate occasions go to space. One went all the way to the moon and walked on the moon. Now, when you're packing to go in space, you can't take much. There's no other human being who can say that 2 of their prayers have gone into space. So, from that authority, we'll listen to these words. God will not make the world a better place for us to live in. I should put a period there. But He will give us the power to make it a better place. God's service in the universe is all power, all creativity, all ideation. It's not God's job to make this a better place. That's our job. We have responsibility. Now, what's better for me may not be better for you. I happen to like my hot tub a lot. But I know, I have friends who say, oh, I wouldn't get in a hot tub. Ew. Not my cup of tea. Well, I don't want to sink into a cup of tea, but I love my hot tub. And we can have what we choose by thinking into what we want. Is it as simple as that? It gets simpler. Because all you have to do is think about God. Every question that comes up in your mind, let the answer be God. And life gets a whole lot easier. Because you realize that in asking the question, you already know the answer. God. Good. Now. Here. Really. Truly. From Scripture, Acts chapter 1, verse 8, it's expressed this way. God is all power. Thus, all things are possible with Him. Not by Him. With Him. God's all power, all knowledge, all presence. That oneness. And it's through God, by us being God in action, that the world realizes goodness, godness. It comes down to us opening more and more to the presence that gives us all that we need to have the highest good. And when we become aware of our worry, our resentment, our criticism, our judgment, all of those thoughts that block our prosperity, what do? Change our thinking. Vision a different way of being. And things change. Things change really fast. Our co-founder, Myrtle Fillmore, grew up, got married, had 3 kids, very sick. Tuberculosis her whole life. And most of her relatives all died from tuberculosis. So she operated from the thought of, just give me another day. I'm so sick. I'm so sickly. And that was her experience. Now, she did go to a lot of doctors. The AMA wasn't very strong back then. There was anyone who said, I can do something for you. So she'd been sucked and bleeding and cut and whatever. It didn't work. But Myrtle went to hear a New Thought speaker, E.B. Weeks. And in that lecture, she heard, I am a child of God and I do not inherit illness. And she took it to heart. She changed her thought. And then she began to take the all-powerful idea of God and talk to every part of her body. Liver, I love you. Please forgive me for ever thinking you as less than a divine liver. Thank you for your service. And by doing this practice every day, she completely healed from tuberculosis and multiple other issues that were going on in her body. Completely vital, healthy, and whole. And then she took the ministry of helping anyone who asked for help to understand the same truth. Simply by changing the thought. Powerful. Here she is, Myrtle Fillmore, and she's a wise woman. She says, it is God's will for all His children to have abundance. And it's our privilege to think this truth and declare it, expect it to be proved in our life. It doesn't work to say, maybe God, if we could work together to, I don't know, maybe like a little less pain, a little, how far does that get anything? It doesn't. Expect it. Declare it. So she goes on to say, this is our method of prayer. Acknowledge our oneness with God. Claiming the ability that this gives and expecting to have the things needed and conducive to spiritual progress. Because our healing, our life is spiritual progress. Anything less than that, and we're just operating on me, myself, and I. When we identify that God is the presence, God is the oneness where we are, then we can expect our health. We can expect our prosperity. We can expect our peace, our serenity, our calm. Because that's what good friends are for. Don't we expect our friends to love us no matter what? Don't we expect God to love us no matter what? powerful. Stella Terrell Mann, great writer, she describes it this way: the power to choose is the power to obtain all we want of life. It is the power that will eventually set us free from all we don't want. This is how powerful that choice is. Like Myrtle, the choice of being, I'm weak and I'm dying, to I'm vibrant, I'm healthy, I'm whole, because I'm one with God. I see huge examples of this in big ways. Like I've got friends who, back when AIDS would kill you, right on death's door, and got the cocktail of drugs that brought him back to full health and wholeness. They can't even find the virus in his body. And so about 25 years ago, they adopted a baby who's now got some career someplace, with Dad being totally healthy and vibrant. Now, did that happen because of an expectation of maybe this will work? No, it happens because we know that in God anything is possible in God's time. It's not quite as fast as wiggling our nose, but we can acknowledge our power to choose by what we are thinking, what we're visioning, what we're imagining, and certainly what we believe. I bring this full circle back to the writing in this beautiful booklet that's available to you. Embracing our good, then, is a spiritual practice. It is taking our rightful place in the divine realm. With prayer, affirmation, and positive thinking, we manifest the good that surrounds us in the universe. She goes on to say, your package isn't sent to you from somewhere like an Amazon package. It's already yours, already available, waiting for you simply to open your heart and mind to receive it. Embrace your unlimited good. It's just a choice